What's going on, guys? Liv's not here, as you can see yet again, so you get another week with me, and it's going to be a little bit different, actually. This is the RPG corner, but this is kind of something serious that's been weighing on my head a lot ever since I saw the trailer for Threads of Time. And what is Threads of Time, you ask? Well, Threads of Time is going to be a new indie 2.5 HD 2D JRPG that's coming out for the Xbox Series X and S, along with PC via Steam. And the saying was, feels like Chrono Trigger inspired, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Trigger, Chrono Trigger. So today's episode is what I call the Chrono Trigger effect and why it's adversely affecting some gaming. It's also very positive. Like, don't take that away. There is awesome things with drawing inspiration, but I've had enough of the Chrono Trigger effect, and I'm going to tell you about it. So here recently, we've had quite a few games that have been inspired by Chrono Trigger. Feels like the next Chrono Trigger, from Chained Echoes, where similarities are enemies are on the overworld map, you get to combat them right there, and then the game kind of does its own thing. But its main marketing point was feels like Chrono Trigger. It is the next Chrono Trigger. I've been gaming since the regular Nintendo and Super Nintendo days. I've been playing video games since 1990. I've got to see all the old JRPGs. I've got to see the new ones and everything in between. And I appreciate the grab of nostalgia because Chrono Trigger, for me, before I dive too far into these games, this is a game that I play every year. It's a ode to my grandfather who got me into video games. Love that man. He was the one who got me hooked on JRPGs, and I haven't gone back. Like, Chrono Trigger is the game that, for me, play through it once a year. So don't think I dislike the game. What I dislike is they're playing on the nostalgia. Chained Echoes did it quite a bit. Feels like Chrono Trigger. It's combat Chrono Trigger-esque. And honestly, that game stood on its own. It was a beautiful, fun indie JRPG that was honestly almost bigger than an indie JRPG if you think about how much we enjoyed it as gamers. Let it stand on its own legs. I don't want to always see inspired by Chrono Trigger, feels like Chrono Trigger, because that game in itself is a piece in time. It is, you can say it's kind of a standard when it comes to the New Game Plus, stories going throughout time. Like, you can say like that, totally fine. But to keep constantly bringing it back is just kind of throwing it in our face. The next game I'm going to mention, Sea of Stars, which if you haven't played, amazing game. For me, it's a 9 out of 10. I only gave it a 9 out of 10 because that one missing was I wanted more, so kind of my own little punishment there for myself, but go figure. Sea of Stars looks like Chrono Trigger, graphics inspired by Chrono Trigger, feels like Chrono Trigger, and to an extent, you can see it when you are walking through the map, combat's happening, just everything just in the towns everywhere, right? You get to see that. Don't use that as your marketing ploy anymore. Let these games stand on their own because it's proven, especially at least in my opinion, for indie JRPGs, they can stand on their own. Advertise more about what the game is about, why it's awesome, why it's this. Let Sea of Stars stand on Sea of Stars. Because if you haven't played this game, combat is phenomenal. The story, not bad. Like, there's areas for improvement. There's only so much that they could have done. The graphics, beautiful. I am a sucker for graphics that are old school pixel style, like that. Even right now, like the HD, 2D, like the 2.5 stuff, love it. But they didn't let it stand on its own. I remember when I saw this, I was so hyped, and I'm hearing, feels like Chrono Trigger, inspired by Chrono Trigger. It's gonna be the next Chrono Trigger. It's not. No game is gonna be the next one. Now, if you played Chrono Cross, sure, it is. So they originally said it was not a sequel. They originally, like Masato Kato initially said, Trigger is Trigger, Cross is Cross. But then the DS version came out with the extra content, ties everything together pretty awesomely. I mean, let's be real. The Time Devourer, that is Lavos, full send. And that's fine. That's its own era. Let games stand on their own. Which brings me to the last one. And I know you're probably like, holy cow, this is a fast little video. Yes, because this is where I'm hammering it home. I'm so excited for Threads of Time. But then if you look on their webpage, you can go to the 1000 AD, you can go to the apocalypse, you can go to prehistoric time. Come on. Like, you have built this amazing game. It has been a passion project for you guys for so long. Don't lean on the "it feels like Chrono Trigger" crutch, because if any of you go to their website, you look at it, you look at the characters, you look at the artwork that they have on display, you look at the descriptions, it's just, this game looks amazing and it can stand on its own. But I've seen YouTubers talk about how this feels like Chrono Trigger, it's gonna be Chrono Trigger, and the main it is a time traveling adventure, so the parallel is definitely there. But that is almost too 1-for-1 for me. It's, where does inspiration end and your creativity begin? Because I don't want to play the next I don't want to play Chrono Trigger again in a different game. Chrono Trigger is Chrono Trigger. Threads of Time is Threads of Time. I want to experience these new games. And the Chrono Trigger effect sucks. Full send. Roast me if you want. Comments are available. I will gladly debate you till the end of the video. Hey, see what I did there? I want to see these games be able to stand on their own, because we're in a JRPG renaissance. We're getting such quality indie games, AAA games. I mean, legitimately, as you're listening to this, I'm pretty sure you're playing Metaphor ReFantazio. Or if you're a sucker for fighting games like I am as well, Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero is also out today. Let the game stand for what it is. I use Metaphor ReFantazio. It's literally its own thing. Doesn't feel like this, doesn't do this, doesn't do this. It's been its own thing, and we've appreciated it for it, especially because it's a deviation from the norm. I guess what I'm ultimately trying to say is, I'm personally done with the Chrono Trigger effect. I love that game. Again, I play that every year. But stop using that as a catalyst for your marketing and advertisement to us, because there's only so much that nostalgia feel of the game is going to hold on to us. Sooner or later, it's going to have to stand on its own legs. If that's literally all you're touting, and for the most part, that's what I've seen, you're sorely lacking, especially from going on your website and just seeing the amazing stuff that is Threads of Time. So yeah, the Chrono Trigger effect, guys. This is a fast at you episode, but it's something that's been on my mind, especially seeing that beautiful trailer and getting to see more of Threads of Time. I really want to play that game, but I don't want to just play Chrono Trigger in a different skin. So feel free to roast me in the comments. Am I right about the Chrono Trigger effect? Is it enough nostalgia grab? Or am I just completely wildly crazy for what I'm saying and I should probably shut my mouth on it? I don't know. You'll have to let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching this video. You know where to find us on Instagram at The Top Tenor Show. Obviously here on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe so you can see more Top Tenors content, especially more RPG Corner, because I get to stand alone a little bit. Haha, Liv. And yeah, thank you for hearing my rant. I know it's kind of weirdly out there, but enough is enough. I want our games to be our games of the future. Stop grasping nostalgia. Thank you so much again for watching the video, and tune in for the next RPG Corner. I promise it's not a rant.